what's up?
What's up, man?
My name is Brandon.
And I'm Isaiah.
And together we did research on the UN's first SDG, no poverty.
Our goal was to gather data right here in New Mexico and how New Mexico is ending poverty in all forms.
What are we doing to accomplish this goal?
Well, one example would be improving our national social protection systems, and by 2030 achieve substantial coverage of the poor and the vulnerable.
Who would this affect?
Anyone who needs a helping hand.
Hi, my name is Caleb.
Hello, my name is Pablo, and today we'll be tackling SDG 4, the quality of education.
Our education sucks. We are 50 out of 50 in K through 12 education.
The reasoning for that is due to our budgeting. Our money is there, but we have not been successful in allocating the money into the needed departments.
We hope that with increased knowledge, we can get better education for our future.
Yo, what's up? I'm Matt.
And I'm Robert.
And we're two dudes solving gender equality. Pop quiz. How many cents is the average woman paid per dollar made by her male counterpart?
Incorrect. It's actually 79 cents.
Truth is, women and girls still have it way worse than their male counterparts on so many levels.
Which is why we're tackling the issue head on.
God, how are we doing that, Robert?
So glad you asked, Matt. By implementing and strengthening legislation and policy, of course.
This will help create a better world for women and girls across the state. Let's hear it for STG 5.
The main goal of this project is to shed light on the UN's SDGs and to create a platform where information can be easily accessed by everyone. One of the best sources of information was the UNM library. I was able to find a plethora of data regarding poverty. When it came to New Mexico, I found that Policy Maps was a good site that helped give a visualization by mapping the percentage of people in poverty throughout the state. Another deliverable is the U.S. Census Bureau. You were able to search for things like poverty, New Mexico, 2019. This search could then be filtered to show the state, counties, city-town, voting districts, and even zip codes. Some project risks include the amount of information, which may be overwhelming to go through, and some of the surveys are estimates that use samples for their final results. This can be seen in the American Community Survey.
As of 2021, the U.S. Census Bureau claims the total population in New Mexico is 2,117,522 people, with 18.4% of those people living at or under the poverty threshold. Looking further, we can see that 23.9% of the people living in poverty are under the age of 18, meaning that our largest demographic of the impoverished are families or unaccompanied young adults. Since there are many root causes behind those living in poverty, there are many possible solutions. For example, in New Mexico, we have developed the Child Care Assistance Program, which aids the cost of child care for families at or below 400% of the federal poverty level. For those who are working in school or looking for employment, Bernalillo County's Human Services Department budgets around $7 billion to provide services in the form of Medical Assistance Division, Income Support Division, Child Support Enforcement Division, and the Behavioral Health Services Division. And Albuquerque Mayor Keller has partnered with the community to provide housing and rental assistance programs. Partners like Suriname focus on helping families who are stuck in generational poverty by providing shelter, food, or addiction treatment, while giving adults the opportunity to get their GED or vocational training, which in turn leads to higher paying jobs.
Our group decided to do SDG 4, which is quality of education. One of the things we noticed is that New Mexico ranks lowest out of the 50 states for education, and we wanted to know why. So our goal is to go through our information and figure out why we rank so low in education. For our deliverables, we found a couple different websites that were very helpful in gathering information. We have one that gives us the state comparisons, a second one that gives us the state policy changes, another one that gives us the county budget changes. We had one that is a view of the school board and how APS functions from the community. And the last one is the budget changes for educators. Our methodology is to look through these sources, figure out why our education is so low, and we think it leads mostly into the financial of where the money is going.
New Mexico has worked on a policy change in order to tackle all forms of education disadvantages, these goals being meaningful learning goals supported by knowledgeable and skillful educators, integrated student supports, high quality early learning opportunities, all made possible with adequate and equitably distributed school funding. With the help of these with these 5 goals, Bernalillo County and APS will have an effective, flexible curriculum for all students of various backgrounds. This is due to 73% of public school students being at economic disadvantage. Albuquerque and APS all correlate with the budgeting aspect, and many have expressed that the money is not going to the needed departments. Most of this money has gone to the needed raise for educators, but left a very minimal amount of the budget for basic education necessities.
In the fight for gender equality, the way we achieve our goals is through policy. Policy that ensures safety from violence, access to autonomy, and equal opportunity in every setting, and fair allocation of financial, occupational, and medical and financial resources.
We're able to measure how many businesses are paying equitably through Washington Center for Equitable Growth.
Occurrences of violence and abuse through the New Mexico Coalition Against Domestic Violence.
Female representatives in the government and the workplace through the New Mexico Women Leaders.
And finally, limits on reproductive and sexual health care through the United Nations Population Fund.
We plan to work against systems of oppression and abuse and work with women and girls in order to ensure safety and opportunity for everyone.
Gender inequality is an issue plaguing every layer of our community. We need to track the data on a city, country, and statewide scope to get the full picture of who and how this issue impacts. We can track violence in the home, percentages of women in government, and rates of home ownership citywide. We can also measure rates of employment and wage gap across the county. Finally, we can get the number of reproductive and sexual healthcare centers in the entire state.
According to nmvoices.org, we aren't going to see equal pay between men and women until the year 2054. The difference between average men and women's pay in a year is about $11,000. To put this in comparison for a college student, that's about 4 years at a community college. In the 2013 study, for years earning between men and women in New Mexico, it shows that women make about 78% of what men make in a year, which is equal to about 79 cents to $1. We see in a more recent 2016 study that the margin has gone down since they separated into different races, with the largest margin being 11,000 to the smallest being 3,000. We aim to make this equal sooner than 2054.
Go nuts, man. You guys on Tuesday.
I will also catch y'all later.